Today Baba is reminding us that we are in the confluence age, and you see that this knowledge that Baba gives is very new. Before we come to Baba, we have never heard about the confluence age. Now, this is a very interesting and very unique time when we shift from a human to a deity. Now you see that we are deities in Satyug, and then we take birth after birth after birth, and in every birth we lose some of our spiritual energy, and then we become depleted, and by the end of the cycle we are very ordinary. I, the deity soul, become very ordinary, and we hear in the Gita that God tells Arjuna that you do not know your births, and I introduce you to your births. तुम अपने जन्मों को नहीं जानते, मैं तुम्हें तुम्हारे जन्मों से मिलाता हूँ. So these are words of the Gita, and it is God who tells the soul about the births that the soul takes. And this is the Gita episode, and Shiv Baba has come for every child, and I am the Arjun to whom Shiv Baba is speaking now. All of us, we are sitting and we are Arjuns, and Shiv Baba is speaking to us, and Baba is telling us that you have taken 84 births, and this is your 84th costume, and you are an actor, and just like an actor, wears a costume, plays a role, and then leaves that costume, and then changes the costume and plays another role. Similarly, we have taken 84 costumes. In the beginning, the costume was that of a deity. Can you remember your deity costume? Yes. So, have you seen that sometimes you remember your old clothes? Yes, clothes that you wore in school and college, and then you are reminded of some of the clothes that you wore, and then you try to fit into them, and then you realize that your body has grown bigger, and now you can't fit into those clothes. And Baba tells us that we also, the soul had this deity costume, and then the soul became impure, and then we didn't fit into the deity costume. So we took more ordinary costumes, more human costumes. And the costume is the body, and then we took birth after birth after birth, and that fall was very gradual. So it happened in 84 births. So the soul that was full became empty very slowly, gradually. And now we are in our most depleted state. And then we never knew that there exists an age, the confluence age, where Shiv Baba comes and adopts us and teaches us, and then transforms me, the soul, from a completely depleted soul to a full soul, to a fully charged soul. And the depletion that took place in 84 births is corrected in just one birth. and it takes a very small, so the maximum time of the confluence age is 100 years. So in a span of 100 years, because Shiv Baba is Sarva Shaktivan, so he gives the knowledge, the yoga power, the understanding, the directions, which if we follow, then we can just shift our whole, whole being from depleted to full. And Shiv Baba comes, and Shiv Baba doesn't do anything on his own. Shiv Baba gives us the directions about what to do so that we can shift from a human to a deity. And this is that time, this is that confluence age. And do you know that in bhakti people say that a soul keeps taking 84 lakh births, and you become a dog and a cat and a mouse and an insect and a fly and everything, and then after 84 births you take, after 84 lakhs species, you become a human. And then when you become a human, you have the chance to come out of the cycle and not take rebirth, right? But Shiv Baba tells us that is not true. The truth is you don't take 84 lakh births, you take only 84 births, and then you take human births only. So you are deity and then you transition into a human. But that thing about having one doorway, after many years, that is true. So after 84 births, this time comes, this confluence age, when if you want, if you follow Baba's directions, if you listen to what he says, then you can come out of this iron age, this sorrow age of sorrow, and go back to the world of happiness. So the soul is an actor, and it's not a good idea that the actor goes out of job. So if I'm an actor and I stop being on the stage, that's not a good idea. So Shiv Baba says that it's not like I will take you back and then you never come down and play your part, because that is punishment for the actor. Why would an actor not come and play his part on the stage? But yes, the part that you're playing right now is of sorrow, and then I take you to that world of happiness to play the part of a deity. But this is a very small period of time when Shiv Baba comes and gives us the directions, which if we follow, we go to that world, we go back home, and then we come back to that world of happiness. Now, what is Baba's direction about, what is Baba's direction in this confluence age? So, Baba gives many directions every day, and today Baba says, break your connections with whatever you have in this old world, because it is going to be destroyed. So, Baba says that first thing is there will be a new world, and then this old world is also going to be destroyed. So this is knowledge that Baba is giving us, that everything that we see through the two eyes is going to be destroyed. Everything, the body and the bodies of other people and everything that you see through the two eyes is going to be destroyed. Baba says some things will burn, some things will drown, there will be poisonous gases and people will die, and all of these things are going to happen. And nobody can avoid it, because that is the design of the drama. And Baba says before that, what you do is you become pure and ready to go to the new world. So you see, many people when they come to Brahma Kumaris, they keep asking, When does Baba say there will be destruction? When does Baba say there will be destruction? But it is not about destruction, it is about preparation. So Baba says destruction is there in the drama, and everybody knows that this world as it is unsustainable and it's collapsing every day. And Baba says that that is not the important thing. The important thing is preparation to go to the new world. And you need to prepare yourself. And how do you prepare yourself? Vibrationally and with sanskars. So, and the most important sanskar that we need is purity. So Baba says become pure to go to the new world. And how do you become pure? So the method to become pure is to remember Baba. But before remembering Baba, what do I have to do? I have to break my connections with the old world. See, when you walk, can you put one step forward without lifting your leg from the last step? No. So you have to lift your leg and then you have to put your step forward, right? Similarly, Baba says this old world is an impure world. Everything is impure here. Everything, the elements of nature and every soul is impure, and bodies are impure and full of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And then if you are connected with your heart to this old world, then you see connection of the heart is called yoga. And the law of yoga says you become like the one you have yoga with. So when you have yoga with the old world, then that yoga or that connection influences you. So Baba says that now you want to purify yourself, so break your connection from the old world. And what does Baba mean by break your connection? So break your connection means, so first thing you have to understand is, where is connection made? So connection is an aspect of the buddhi, right? It's not physical. You may live with anybody physically under one roof, but whether you are connected or not is an aspect of the buddhi. Is that true? Yes. So sometimes you may live under one roof with a person for years together, but not feel connected with them, because your heart is not connected. And where is the heart? So many a times I use the word heart in meditations, and where is the heart? Your heart is not here, your heart is here. So this is the pumping machine, this is not the heart. So when you say my heart feels, my heart creates feelings, my heart loves, so all that is an aspect of buddhi. So your heart is here, this doesn't feel or this doesn't love, this is just a pumping organ. This is the body's heart. But when you associate heart with feelings and love and care, that is this heart. And Baba says that when you have buddhi yoga, when your heart is connected to somebody, when you think about them, you remember them, that is called a connection. And Baba says you physically live with everybody in the old world, but don't have your heart connected. Why? Because it is going to be destroyed. Yes. Have you come across a situation where somebody is going to die and you know they are going to die? Yes. Then what happens in the final moments? Your heart gets disconnected from them. You know, when the buddhi understands that this person is going to die now, whether you like it, not like it, want it, not want it, when your intellect understands that this is the final moment, then your heart withdraws. Is it not true? It is true. And Shri Baba says, now with knowledge you have to understand that everything that you see is going to be destroyed. And that helps you disconnect your heart from everything. So you live with everyone and everything, but withdraw your heart and attach your heart with one Baba, because only one Baba is your eternal companion. Nobody else is your eternal companion, only one Baba. And then Baba uses 3 terms today. So Baba says karmic bondages, so bondages of karma, then relationships of karma, and then Brahmin relationships. So Baba uses these 3 terms in the Murli, and Baba says that the relationships that you have right now, whether it is with your own body or with other people around you, those relationships are bondages of karma. Yes, and why we call it bondages of karma is because bondages give you sorrow. And these relationships that we have in this moment, they are part of our karmic settlement. Yes, see, we in the picture of the ladder, we understood that the soul does akarma in Satyug and Treta Yuga. And then from the copper age, Dwapar Yuga, we do Vikarma because we become body conscious. And when you do Vikarma, you get a result of that Vikarma. So we have done Vikarma for 63 births. And do you know what is the result of that Vikarma? Our physical health, mental health, the relationships that we have, and whatever situations we have, they are a product of our Vikarma. And that is why everything that you have right now is designed to give you sorrow, because that is a product of our Vikarma. And do you realize that everything that you have is designed to give you sorrow? So sometimes you have experienced the sorrow it is giving. Sometimes you have not experienced the sorrow it is giving right now, but it is giving you a lot of happiness right now. And then that happiness is why you will feel very sorrowful later. Because if something gives you happiness, so do you know that fame, defamation, happiness, sorrow, they are like 2 sides of the seesaw. So the higher you rise in happiness, the greater you will fall in sorrow. And that paradigm has to shift. It is constantly shifting. So Shri Baba says that everything that you see right now is designed to give you sorrow, because they are the product of our Vikarma. And there are some good deeds which we might have done, which is in the nature of Dan Punya that we did in our earlier births. And because of that, we get some things which are good and which sustain us for a lifetime. But mostly everything is a product of Vikarma, and that's why it is designed to give you sorrow. And these days, if you ask anybody, they have 100 things which are giving them sorrow. Yes, so the eye is hurting, the leg is hurting, the neighbor is hurting, the family member is hurting, everybody is giving sorrow. And then there is a situation in office, there is a financial situation, there is a legal situation. And when I came into Seva, as you know, we started understanding how much sorrow people are going through. I was amazed at the variety of sorrow that exists in the world today. Yes, and things that we can't even conceive of, think about. All those, so many varieties of diseases, so many varieties of physical diseases, mental diseases, all of those are there. So Baba says that all of this is going to give you sorrow because they are karmic bondages. So what you do is, you live with them because there is no running away. So you live with them, but you pull out your heart from them. And when you pull out your heart from them, then what happens is you don't have any expectations. You know, when somebody gives you sorrow, if your heart is attached to that one, then you feel more sorrow. Yes, and all that you call mine is, covered with expectation. No, it is soaked in expectation. So, and expectations are very subtle. It is, so let's say, you have a relationship. So when you say relationship, so whenever you say relationship, are there any relationships which are nameless? No. You put a name to it, right? And when you put a name to a relationship, you have already decided the terms and conditions of the relationship. Yes, so the moment I say you are my sister, so then there is a whole list what sisters should do and shouldn't do. Then you say you're a bad sister, you're a good sister. So why? Because as soon as you name something, there is a whole list which comes with it. There are no nameless, formless relationships. Every relationship is very socially defined. And then the moment you label somebody as a relationship, all those expectations will come, whether you like it, not like it. So when we come to Baba, we have to understand that all the conditioning that we have, we have been trained into, we have to, so Baba gives us this idea that shift from a bondage to a Brahmin relationship. Now, what is a Brahmin relationship? Brahmin relationship is all relationships of father, mother, teacher, brother with Baba, and with every soul. What is my relationship? Just the relationship of a soul to a soul, brotherly love. And what is brotherly love? Brotherly love is respect and care. That's it. Okay? And I know that that is a soul. They don't know, they don't have the introduction of the soul. So I don't expect love and care from them. I don't expect love and respect from them. I know that that is a brother soul. So I extend respect and love. That's it. So this is a Brahmin relationship. So when we are in worldly relationships, that relationship becomes a bondage, because that relationship doesn't come without a label, it doesn't come without expectation. I will give you a very simple example. There is a sister and she is a psychiatrist, and she told me that I treat 20 anxiety patients every day, Didi, right? Now my father is also an anxiety patient and I know that. And he behaves exactly like anxiety patients do. Like he is not any different or worse. But I don't know what happens when I am with my father, I lose my cool. I start questioning, why are you behaving like this? Now I know the answer to that. I know that he is an anxiety patient and he is behaving like one. But I still ask, why are you behaving like this? Why are you behaving like this? So she said, this is what I don't understand about myself. I'm so sane and I'm a doctor to everybody. But why am I like this? Why I become a patient with my father? So I told her, because you see, when you are with your patient, what is your programming? This is a patient, no expectation. When you're a father, when you're with your father, this is my father, expectation. So the reality is not the problem, the expectation is the problem. And when you have relationships in Kali Yuga, no relationship comes without labels, no relationship comes without expectations. If anybody says, I don't expect anything from a relationship, they are lying. Because the moment you say my father, my brother, my sister, my mother, my child, my son, my daughter, you are expecting. Yes, so this language, my this, my that, this is the seed of expectation. And Baba says expectation is equal to disappointment. So, and everybody is trying to reason out that my expectation is not huge. What is everybody saying? Am I expecting too much? That is the language. Am I expecting too much? Is it too much to ask this much? I am doing so much, I am expecting only this much, very little. And this person refuses to give me that little also. So, am I wrong in this? Yes, every expectation is wrong because it will not be met. Because you are expecting as you are, they are responding as they are. And you are different, they are different, so they will not respond the way you want them to respond. And so every expectation becomes the seed of sorrow. And this is why this whole world, Baba says, all our relationships are bondages. And they are giving sorrow. Sometimes they are giving little pleasure, more sorrow. Sometimes they are giving, pleasure for a long time and then sorrow. Sometimes, little sorrow, little pleasure going together. But sorrow is there. There is no relationship which gives no sorrow. And Baba says that this is how it is going. So now what you do is you shift from these relationships of bondages to Brahmin relationship. Now Brahmin relationship is I am a soul. So Brahmin, Baba says, I Shiv Baba adopt you through Brahma Baba. So you are a Brahmin. You are my mouth born creation. I have created you through the mouth of Brahma Baba. So you are a Brahmin and your last birth is over. So forget the old relationships. Just know that right now you are a soul and Baba is the one you have all relationships with, and every other person around you is, forget the old relationship you had with them. Just remember that this is a soul and this is a brother soul. Have love and respect for every soul, but no expectation, all expectations from Baba. Okay, and just do your duty, play your role. That's your role. You are on the stage, you play your role. That's it. And then Baba says, when you, and another thing, attitude of seva. So you see that when I am a Brahmin, my duty is to serve every soul. So just like you see, I gave the example of a doctor and a patient. So when the doctor knows that the patient is here for me to serve, then there is no expectation. So Baba says, have all relationships with me, and with everyone else have the relationship to serve. You are a server to everybody. So serve them with love, with happiness, with peace, with care, whatever you can do. Yes, and I remember there was once a seva in a hospital and there were nurses and we were giving classes to the nurses. And then, we asked the nurses, who is the problem for you in the hospital? So the nurse said, the doctor. So we said, okay, and not the patient, because you are with the patient most of the time. And you are with the doctor very few hours of the day. But the patient is not the problem, the doctor is the problem. So the nurse said, yes, the patient is the problem because the doctor is the problem, because with the patient, I know he is the patient. He will behave like this only. But when I go to the doctor, I believe he is the boss. He should be considerate and compassionate. And that is where the problem arises. So where does the problem arise? Wherever you know that the other person is weak and you are there to serve, no problem. But when you think that this person is higher than me and they need to serve me and I need to be taken care of, that is when the problem arises. So Baba says, in a Brahmin relationship, in this Sangam Yoga, in this confluence age, shift your attitude that mine is one Shiv Baba. I don't have any expectations from anybody because the only one higher than me is Shiv Baba. Everybody else is what? A bichari soul, because because nobody even knows themselves. How can they help me if they don't know themselves also? So just know that you are here to serve everybody as much as you can and have all relationships with Baba. And then what happens is, with this attitude, you are able to settle your karmic accounts. Because whatever anybody does, you don't mind. And then you respond with peace and love, and that is how your karmic accounts are settled. Because how does our karmic account get aggravated? So when we have a karmic account, that soul will cause sorrow, right? That soul will become an instrument for sorrow, or my expectation will become the instrument for my sorrow. And then because my expectations are not met, I react, and then I get peaceless and angry and use negative words, negative thoughts, negative karma, and that aggravates my karmic account. But when I have this attitude that I am here only to serve and I take everything from Baba, so in the morning, fill your heart with Baba's love and peace and gifts and treasures so that you can donate all day. And when you do that, then your Brahmin relationships, in Brahmin relationships, you do karmic settlement. And then you move to that world where there are relationships of happiness. So when we go to Satyug, the relationships that we get there, they are not a product of our vikarma. So the relationships we have right now is a product of our vikarma, because we did vikarma for copper age and iron age. In both the yugas we did vikarma, and these relationships are a product of our vikarma. That is why we are suffering. But once we settle our karma, we go to Satyug, the relationships we get there is a product of our good karma here. So then they don't cause sorrow, they give happiness. And you know, in Satyug we don't have expectations. Even if there are roles of husband, wife, children, parents, siblings, we are in all those roles. We are in the role of a king and a subject. But there are no expectations and there is no sorrow. And everybody is loveful and respectful, and it is a world of harmony. So Baba says, shift from Kali-yugi relationships to Brahmin relationships. And Brahmin relationship doesn't mean that you only have relationship with Baba's children. But shift your attitude with everybody. And as a Brahmin, your attitude is, I am the server and this is the one to be served. That is a Brahmin relationship. And then the family, you know, is this BK family where Baba is there and your teacher is there and other brothers and sisters who are understanding Gyan are there. So this is also a family that Baba gives, so that we can share and care and encourage each other, uplift each other. So this is how Baba asks us to shift from Kali-yugi to Brahmin to deity relationships. Okay, so this is the change we bring about in the confluence age, so that we can go back to that world of happiness, to that world of happy relationships. Okay, so this is what Baba says. So you read the whole Murli today, and if there are any other doubts, ask on WhatsApp and we will answer related to the Murli today. Okay, Om Shanti.